Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. So today's video I'm going to be reading 5 books in 5 days. So I've been wanting to do this video for a while and now's the time. So the first book I'm going to be reading is Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. It will be a reread for me. I originally read this in, it was 2021, I want to say June. I can't remember the specifics, but I know it was 2021 and it was a 5-star read for me, and I feel like I need a reread at the moment because I'm kind of going in the reading slump, so I feel like this will help me. So I'm gonna go and start that now. Okay, so I've now finished Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. This book is still a 5-star read for me. I still enjoyed it as much as I did the first time that I read it, which is good. And I feel like it's helped me with my reading slump a little bit. So Sweet Temptation is about, I forget their names. I'm very bad with names. Oh, no, I remember. Cassio and Julia. Julia is 18 years old and Cassio is in his 30s. He has 2 kids and he's the underboss, I think, if I remember correctly. And Julia's father marries her off to Cassio, and Cassio needs a new wife to look after his 2 children. So you basically are exploring all of that, and it's fun and very interesting. You wouldn't think it is, but seeing the way Julia kind of becomes the 2 children's mother figure is very interesting, especially because of her age, and she does it quite well, and she kind of jumps into it all quite quickly, so I really enjoyed that. So the next book I'm going to be reading is One of Those Flings, so I'm going to be reading that tomorrow, so I will see you then. Okay, so it's now the next day and I have actually read and finished One of Those Flings. So this I rated 3 stars. It was actually an enjoyable read. It was quite quick, so I think, I'm gonna be honest, I might have cheated a little bit on this book because it was an audiobook and it was 20 something minutes, so I might have cheated a bit, but I'm gonna count it. This book is, I forgot their names, which is really bad because I just read it, but it's about this woman and she is going through a breakup, and she is like, you know what, I'm just not going to date, I'm just gonna go away and have fun basically. But then she meets this guy, and this guy teaches her how to surf. They connect, and we all know where it's going to go from there. So it was a really enjoyable read, nice and fast, and I feel like it was good for what it was. And I mean, it's technically classed as a novella, so it's good for a novella, and you do kind of get good information for a novella as well, because normally with novellas you don't get much detail or information, but with this I did. So I will definitely be reading more of Lauren Blakely's books. I feel like she might be a good writer. So the book I'm going to be reading next tomorrow is going to be The Devil's Advocate. Yeah, that's how you say. So I read the first book in the series last year, and it was a weird story, but the ending really captured my interest, because the way the first book ended was crazy. So I want to get to the second one straight away, and that is what I'm going to be doing, and I'm very excited for this. The first one I rated 3 stars, I want to say, so we'll see if I'll enjoy this one better. And so that is what I'm going to be reading tomorrow. Okay, so it is now the next day and I finished reading The Devil's Advocate. So I actually don't know what to think of this. I don't even know what to rate it at the moment. I don't really have much thoughts on it, to be honest. That's going to have to be something that I kind of go into more depth with at the end of the video. Because I'm very indecisive. I don't know what to think about it. The first one, I knew that it was okay, and then the ending caught me, but then this one is kind of I don't know what to think of it, to be honest. I don't know if I enjoyed it or not either. It's one of those things that I did finish quite quickly, but I don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to give you more an update at the end of the video for that one. But the next book I'm going to be reading is Their Vicious Darlings. So that's the book I'm going to be reading tomorrow, and I'm actually really looking forward to this because the first and the second book I liked and I found interesting but weird, and so this one I'm gonna see what it's all about and what's different in the third one than the second, because the second book in the series ended on a good note, I suppose. I enjoyed the second one more than I did the first one, I think. So yeah, that is going to be my next read. Okay, so it's the next day and I have now finished Their Vicious Darlings, I think that's what it's called. And okay, this is a hard one. I finished it really quickly and I can't say I enjoyed it, because I didn't, but I didn't hate it. So it was an okay read. And considering I did finish it quite quickly, I suppose that's a positive thing. But I find it like such an odd series. I don't know why I kept reading on, to be honest. But I did. And I don't have regrets. I'm just wondering why I did, if that makes sense. Like, it's one of those series where you continue reading. You don't love the books, but you like want to continue reading, and then you're like, why have I continued reading this? Does anyone understand what I'm trying to say there? Like, it's very, very confusing. But I rated this 2 stars. It wasn't my favourite, to be honest. It was strange, loads of strange things happening. And it's when I say strange and weird and whatever, I don't mean it as an insult towards the book. It's just my personal opinion, and it's not personally something I read or like to read, like, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that is that book. So the next book I'm going to be reading, well, the last book I'm going to be reading, because I have already read 4. Yeah, so this is the last day. And that is going to be a Christmas one. Now you're probably thinking, it's January. Well, it's quick, for one. And also because I wanted to read this in December, because I read the first book in December. I just never got around to it. I never had time, and I was kind of like in a bit of a reading slump, and my goal was to finish all the books that I was actually reading but didn't finish in December, kind of like before the new year and everything, so I just never got around to it. And what's it called? It's called Three Bells, Two Brothers, no. The title will be here. But that's what I'm going to be reading. And I'm actually very excited for this, because the first book I really enjoyed. Like, I love that book, and I want to continue the series in January. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that is what I'm going to go and read. So I have now finished the Christmas book. I still get confused with the name. But it was the last day of reading 5 books in 5 days. And it was a fun time. So with this book, I actually, again, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as much as I did the first one. Actually, that's alright. I probably enjoyed the first one a little bit more, but I still enjoyed this one so much. And yeah, it happened all like quite quickly, but you still saw like some troubles and everything within it. I'm trying to say stuff without spoiling it. So this is about Heath and Stella, and it's basically like their story. And they've known each other since high school, and Stella has had a crush on Heath since high school, and it's known. Like, that is known from like the start of the book. And then Stella starts working for the holiday homes company and all of that. So it's very interesting. I loved it. And I find with the series, there's got like loads of different tropes in it, which is what I'm loving at the moment. So like the first one was like nanny, like single dad trope. Then this one was like workplace, friends to lovers, I want to say, but there wasn't really friends. But like, okay, they've known each other and then lovers. And then the third one, from what the title is, I'm guessing is going to be like a pregnancy trope, or like unexpected pregnancy, which yeah, I'm not a big fan of, but it's still going to be fun. So yeah, that's the second book. I rated it 4 stars. I might change it, I might not, we'll see. But that's where it's at for now. And because it's the end of the video, if you're wondering about They're Vicious Darlings, I still don't know my thoughts on that. I still don't know a rating. So that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.